that you might find in your art kit. So I've put together an art kit for my middle school classes to make sure that if you're working from home, you'll be able to have all the regular supplies that we would use in the classroom. There are a few supplies that are grade level specific, so make sure you're watching the clips that have to do with the supplies that you have in your kit. First, let's unpack the kit. If you have an acrylic painting kit, here are the supplies. I've given you 3 colors, plus a mixing tray, and a paintbrush if you told me you didn't have any. You also have a small canvas. Be careful as you take off your red tape, because you're going to need to use that for the next project. I'm going to take off my tape and stick it to my plastic mixing tray. Then I'm sure I won't get it tangled for when I need to use it. Just spiral wrap it around your plastic mixing tray. Now I can take the plastic off my canvas. Don't forget to take the plastic off your canvas. Don't make the mistake I did and paint an entire picture on the plastic on the canvas. Now you're going to follow the directions in the video to show you how to apply your tape to your canvas. All the other instructions for this project will be found in a link on Google Classroom. The Watercolor Painting Kit. If you have this kit, you'll be working on painting with watercolors. I've given you tiny samples of watercolor paints, and these work just the exact same way that your watercolor trays would work if you were in the classroom. These are the same paints. They're just in a different form. At home, you'll be able to apply the paints just by adding a little water to them. And then you can paint with them. The piece of paper that the paints are applied to is a little bit shiny on the top, so the paint should not soak through right away. Some of you will have brown paper for your watercolor painting kit. Others will have some watercolor paper. Follow the directions in Google Classroom to see what you're supposed to do with your watercolor painting kit. Your clay and ceramics kit. Since the clay that we use in the school building is the clay that needs to be fired using a high temperature kiln, this isn't the kind of clay I will send home for you to use. I'm going to send home Model Magic. This is an air dry clay. It's soft and squishy. And it should work for you to at least get the idea of what it is like to build in some kind of clay material. Sculptures are always fun when you have nice squishy clay to work with. You should know that this clay dries overnight, so you can't go back to it and finish if you have taken a break in the middle of your building. I'm also going to include lots of different recipes if you want to try and make your own clay at home. You can use lots of different household materials or ingredients. Please watch the video link in Google Classroom to see what you're supposed to do with your clay. The sewing kit. Sewing is especially fun in the classroom because we're going to make our own stuffed animals. In your sewing kit, you're going to get a few pieces of felt, some fiber fill, which is the stuffing part, and I've also included a few straight-headed pins and a sewing needle. There will also be a couple of pieces of embroidery floss attached to a piece of cardboard. You can use any fabric you have available at home. Sometimes you'll have an old shirt or an old pair of jeans that is going to be thrown away, so you can give that some new life by recycling it into a stuffed animal. Please watch the video link instructions in Google Classroom to see how to get started on your stuffed animal. As always, if you need something else, just send me a message.